So this is purple line again is weekly VWAP, as you can see weekly VWAP, right? And this was before FOMC market, this is FOMC market, and this is after FOMC market. Okay, so before FOMC we're balanced, in FOMC we're imbalanced, and then after FOMC we are finding balance again, right? So what do? I mark volume profile in balance market before FOMC. I don't mark it in imbalance. Again, I've told you guys like a million times, you don't mark volume profile in an imbalance market. Okay, it doesn't give you anything. It just gives you low volume nodes and stuff like that. That doesn't really mean anything, because you want to know where buyers and sellers were agreeing to the market, right? You don't want to know where one side won. That doesn't give you anything. Again and again, fair value again right here, right? So market was at fair value right here, goes back to this fair value right here, and then again snaps back and finds fair value somewhere in here, right? So just like I said, when we were at fair value and we went imbalance into this fair value, 8-6 fair value again. What is the fair value before FOMC? This, obviously, right? So I mark this pink zone right here. So if it goes into that fair value where market had initially buyers and sellers had agreed, that would mean I could get a reaction out of there. Obviously, that's why I mark this value yellow and point of control, and that is also weekly VWAP, so that also helps, right? So if I go to 1 minute time frame here for the shorts, this is not the trade I took, but I can still show you, right? That is that pink zone. That is also a volatility trigger, by the way, right? This price action and this order flow is the same time, and we are at weekly VWAP. We are at that pink zone where there was previous value, and I have buyer trap there, and I have delta flip there. Obviously, you could take this short, right? Look at that, and the market went to imbalance. Now I didn't take this because it was right at open, and I always let the first couple minutes go by, right? Now, when market was at this imbalance, right, where is the most likely scenario it would go to? Obviously, where there is in the market, and where's the first standard deviation of current session, right? And it also happened to be the weekly standard deviation low. If I go to 30-minute, right, this blue line is the weekly standard deviation low, and see on weekly time frame, this is balanced market. So if we are balanced, we should go from lower A's to upper A's and upper A's to lower A's, right? So if we are at VWAP and we push market all the way down to lower A's of the weekly standard deviation, I should expect market to bounce back again from there, right? And that also happens to be this green line is also the session standard deviation low, so that's also nice. And I have this volume profile of this overnight session, and that also happens to be the value yellow of the overnight session. So everything kind of aligns in here, 4-5 confluences. I don't know, 3-4-5 confluences. And if I come here in delta profile right here, I didn't take this one because that's not enough trap sellers to me.